It is time for the wheel of time. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Jose here, welcoming you to another episode of Amazing World. Yes, indeed. And for those booktube consumerists out there,
let's do it to it, honey.
Anyway, as you may be aware, if you follow the channel, I've embarked on the big, massive Wheel of Time read-along this year with Ian from B&B Books, John from Hey You All Listen Up, Timmy from Timmy's channel, Lost Cunningham, thank you, and a couple others. So today what I've got is the review of only the first volume of the series, The Eye of the World. Now, I'm not here to tell you about who Robert Jordan was, or The Wheel of Time is one of the top 3 or top 2 best-selling fantasy series of all time, written by Robert Jordan, not his real name, and finished off by Brandon Sanderson after Jordan's death. Now, the story begins with so the setting is there's a world we live in this universe where apparently history repeats itself in cycles, hence the wheel of time. And as the wheel turns, ages come and go, and ages are forgotten before they turn into myth, they turn into legend. It's a bit like the Lord of the Rings, beginning of the trilogy type thing, isn't it? But anyway, I made a mess of that. Sorry about that. So the story begins, right? So we're in this world, okay? And there's a Dark Lord. There's a Dark Lord. You have to have a Dark Lord, isn't it? In a high fantasy setting, and he's really interested in these 3 peasant boys from a small village, and he's after them. At said village arrives a super powerful wizard, which in this world are called the Aes Sedai, pronunciation, I don't know, accompanied by a gentleman called a warder, who come to take the boys away to safety to the city where all the wizards live, right? And they are chased by the servants of the Dark Lord, and that's all that happens. Really, in 770 pages of a break book, that's all that happens. The boys decide to go with the wizard, Moraine, this lady wizard, and the warder, and they leave the village after the village is attacked by Trollocs, and which is your generic orc troll type thing, and they're being chased, and that's it. And 700 pages of being chased. So I don't want to go into spoiler territory here. So overall, I enjoyed it. Now, I'm going to say this of any book of this length and size, and certainly of the whole series, it doesn't need to be that long. The book doesn't need to be that long for the story that it tells, because it's literally the boys decide to leave the village to go to the city where the wizard says that they have to go, possibly because they're going to be taken care of there, or because one of them is the chosen one. There's some sort of prophecy hint there. So anyway, fine with that. And they're just being chased by the Trollocs and the Myrdral, which are these sort of dark wraith-like creatures, and the Drakkar, and right, okay. Overlaying that, there is some sense of there's a Dark Lord, but apparently over time there've been people claiming to be the Dark Lord, and they are false Dark Lords, and these people, they start wars, but the wars finish quickly and stuff like that. But apparently, I don't know, we may have the real Dark Lord rising this time. On top of that, there is this sort of fanatic sect, the worshippers of the Lord of Light type thing. So there's something that I'm assuming is going to happen there. So I think this book plants seeds for the future to come, because, as I said, for such a massive 13-book series, there's going to be a lot more things happening than was just hinted at here. There's a couple of things that I'm hoping will make more sense and will be revealed as the series progresses. So, for instance, everyone seems to be really mindful, beware, reluctant to follow the help or receive the help of the Aes Sedai, the wizards. For somehow everyone distrusts them. Why? Don't know. We don't get told. Mystery, mystery. Why is that the case when clearly Moiraine is a super-powered, wizard there that is taking the boys to safety? We don't know why. We don't know why that happens. Okay. Then there is an encounter there with some princess, queen to be. So I'm assuming that she'll make an appearance later on in the series, obviously, because otherwise, what's the point of introducing her so that she's got a role to play? And overall, the writing style is good, it's concise, it's relatively direct. The beginning of the book I found a little bit slow, but then the pace keeps up and it's encounter after encounter after encounter. Cha 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 cha. The boys are being chased. Cha cha cha. They split. Cha 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 cha. They get together. Cha 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 cha. Trollocs, Midral, Trollocs. Dark friends are humans who are friends of the Dark Lord, and they do his bidding and stuff like that. So lots of pace there, but again, maybe too much of that. Too much of encounters, that sort of thing. Anyway. So, there were a few things that I found that detracted from the experience, or perhaps a little bit irritating about the book. And I know The Wheel of Time has got really rabid, ardent fans, and if you're one of those, feel free to comment politely, please, or disagree with me, I don't mind. But I found a lot of similarities with The Lord of the Rings, and I found that irritating. So, Dark Lord, clear one. Then the Myrddraal, these dark creatures, servants of the Dark Lord, stink of the Nazgul. They do, isn't it? The Trollocs are your clearly generic Uruk-hai monster to beat the crap out eventually in battle, I thought. Now, our main character, the boy who's supposed is going to be the chosen one, because sort of the story focuses on him, Rand al'Thor. There's a whiff of the Aragorn there, because apparently, spoiler section here, so you may want to skip to some point later, he's really not the son of peasants. He has been brought up to believe, but apparently he was brought as a baby in the village by his adoptive father, and he carries this sword, never seen, certainly not the property of a peasant. It's emblazoned with the mark of a heron, so he must be some sort of long lost line of kings or something like that. A bit of the Aragorn in the air there. So then another Lord of the Rings similarity. There's this person, this man called Padan Fain, and he is a very Gollum-like creature character, because he's kind of like a weak and feeble, and but he's been twisted by the Dark Lord and he's chasing the boys, and no matter what, the boys at some point travel through impossible roads and paths and stuff, and Padan Fain is there following them, very Gollum-like, managing to get through the mines of Moria. It's there's a lot of Lord of the Rings type thing going on there. Another thing that I found irritating is the lack of character development, and that's what appeared to me. That was my impression. I could be wrong, but I couldn't care any less about the three boys. I couldn't care. Rand, Mat, and Perrin, unrelatable, totally unrelatable. They are, over 770 pages. You get to get a little bit inside the mind of Rand, but Mat and Perrin, I don't know, they're just there for the right things happen to them, and I'm hoping or assuming that they will have their own journey through the book series. But at the moment in book one, they're just there for the right. They don't do anything really. They haven't done anything. Nothing has happened. Well, again, it's one of those things where I'm assuming that a seed has been planted. something has happened to both of them. I don't want to go into spoiler territory here. I don't want to know, but I'm assuming one of them acquires a mystical, magical, dark item, and the other one is going to turn into a were person. I'm hoping it doesn't go in that direction, but so I'm assuming seeds have been planted along the way. So there's that. So enjoyable. I enjoyed the read. But I'm assuming this is only the beginning, and that maybe as you delve deeper into the world, the experience becomes a bit more richer, and a bit more enjoyable. Now, there were a couple of things that were just, to me, bad writing. I have to say. Okay, no one. Honest reviews, amazing worlds, honest reviews. So, one of them, in one of the many encounters, in one of the many boys being chased by these dark friends and dark people and dark creatures, and there's a point I was reading, it's like, but they're not getting out of this. They are at the basement of an inn. They're trying to escape. There's people coming down the stairs. They're not going to get out of that. The boys are not seasoned warriors. They're just peasants. They're not going to get out of it. And I kid you not, I'm not making this up. Lightning strikes, and the boys escape. Totally Deus Ex Machina, lucky lightning bolt. I was like, oh God, really? Could have cut out that bit there. They get chased so much, and there are so many encounters with dark people that one, it was just bad. Okay, you just could have got rid of it. But anyway, my opinion. Another bit that I found really screeched the tires for me. It's like, clutch, mate, clutch. Is when, well, on the boys' escape from the village and following Moiraine and Lan, the water, 2 women from the village join them. One of them seems to be a love interest for Rand, which is fine. So she joins. Apparently, she's got powers to become an Aes Sedai, so she may have her own journey in books to come. Great, fine. And another one, who she's got the title of the wisdom of the village, kind of like a healer, kind of like your sort of good witch with healing powers of the village. Fine. She joins them because again, she mistrusts Moiraine and the Aes Sedai, and for some reason she thinks she has to be there to protect the boys. It makes no sense. She's just a healer. She's just a village healer that can make some concoctions with herbs, and somehow, I don't know if she thinks that she's going to fight the warder, who's a really skilled seasoned warrior, and the super powerful wizard, but for some reason she feels that she has to go there, and everyone tolerates her. Yeah, fine, come along. Makes no sense for you to be here, to think that you can protect the boys from everything that is happening. But yeah, sure, join, come join the party, let's go. And she's there. And then towards the end of the book, spoiler here, out of nowhere, because the whole book, she's been there mistrusting Moiraine. And if you mistrust Moiraine, you surely mistrust her servant, the warder, not servant, but protector. And all of a sudden, at the end of the book, she reveals her love for Lan, for the warder. No build-up, no hints whatsoever. Bam. There's emotions, there's feelings here being exchanged out of nowhere. That was poor. Very poor. So there was that. And then the final thing here, there's a few criticisms, but like I said, I did enjoy the book. I am going to continue for now. Moiraine, the Aes Sedai, the super powerful wizard lady, she just decides where they have to go. And they go there. Why? Don't know. Whether we have to go there, what's the reason why? Don't know. She says we have to go there, we go there. She seems to be like a bit of a plot device to advance things forward. Along the way, things happen, but we have to go from A to B. Why? Because she says so. I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but in Lord of the Rings, it was clear why they had to go to Rivendell. The hobbits went to Bree to meet with Gandalf and Aragorn, but Gandalf wasn't there, so then they went to Rivendell. Finally, in Rivendell, they meet with Gandalf, and then they decide to go to Mordor. And then there's a clear logic reason why they're going to all these places and why they're doing things. In here, Moiraine decides they have to go there, so they go there, and then she decides that they have to go somewhere else instead of the place they were originally going to. Right. Another irritating thing, but this is just nothing I can do about, is these editions with these generic covers. I hate them, knowing how cool the original covers for the series were. Why can't you do a rerun, a reprint of the books with the original covers? Don't know. But they're nice. I mean, it's got the maps here, so you can sort of trace the journey along the way. So that's cool. And I found, actually, quite helpful at the back of the book. There's a bit of glossary of terms, names, people. And a couple of times, actually, I found myself going back to the glossary to check a couple of things, a couple of names and stuff, and that was helpful. And that helped understand the main plot of the story and the book. So, overall impression of Eye of the World only, because that's all I've read. Enjoyable, with the caveat that I'm hoping that a lot of seeds have been planted and that the payoff will be better in the future. Because if not, I'll be quite annoyed. All in all, I think I've read better books in 2020, better fantasy books than this, both in terms of plot and characterization, but it's certainly not bad. I may perhaps give it a 7 out of 10, being a bit generous, but with the potential of going up because all the things I've said. But anyway, that is all that I've got for today. So, thank you ever so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Please comment, spread the message, spread the love. I'm almost one away from 100 subscribers, which was kind of I don't know why, goal to finish 2020 with 100 subscribers. I may finish January of 2021 with 100 subscribers, so that's not bad. And at 100, I will do a bookshelf tour, hopefully, although issues, but anyway. So that was the plan. So thank you very much to my new subscribers. Thank you for the feedback on the last video, my angry fake rant about booktube consumerism. I appreciate the comments and the agreement with my sentiment. But if you disagree, I'm more than happy for you to write and comment that as well. So, as usual, please take lots of care, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.